Hello, this is your sister making you a nail tutorial. First, I push back my cuticles and then wash my hands with soap and water. And then I like to file any weird bits, but you don't want to file them super perfectly because you're going to file them again. So if you file them too much, then they'll get too short. So just kind of file, like this one is kind of wonky shaped, so I'm going to fix that. And then that's kind of it. I'm not going to do like a perfect file. Okay, that's the first part. Okay, then after I file them, I do clean with the acetone. Okay, you want them nice and dry. Then you find the sizes that you need. Like if you look at it, one side is kind of squarish and the other side is kind of roundish. So you kind of use that to get the right sizes, okay? So I usually start with my pinky. So I'll do this one. They have these little plastics on top of them. Sometimes they'll have like a little plastic like this. Sometimes it'll be a full strip if it's an older style. Okay, so I take this and I put this on like a little bit back from the cuticle, just like we did Jamberries. And then really get that on flat. Like you want the edges to be like pressed down. So if you have like one of those rubbery orange sticks, you could use that. I just use my fingers. So it looks like this, right? And then what I do is I use these guys and I cut off the end as much as I like, close to my finger, but not super close. And then I use my clippers to clip it down, like, and I try to clip it right to the edge of my nail. Even like sometimes I get a little bit of my nail, which is why I don't worry too much about filing them perfectly. So I try to clip it as close to the edge of my nail as possible, using this to round the corners as much as I can. And then you make sure you have a really good file, and then you kind of just file it on there to get it rounded and like get any corners off. Okay, so my nails are really short, yours are longer, so you'll have an easier time, but just like that. Okay, and then I do the rest of them, and then I will show you after I light them up. So I was going to show you that again on the next finger. This one's a mixed mani, so I think I'm going to do maybe one of these green ones. Kind of depends on the size. This green one will fit. Okay, so line that up as close to the cuticle, but you definitely don't want it touching the cuticle because you need to have like a gap on the sides. Like, I don't know if you can see, like you definitely need to have a gap on the sides. You don't want it touching your skin. If it touches your skin, it'll lift off on the edges. You don't want it touching this part because then your hair will get underneath it. So make sure it's really good. And then cut this off. I like to stick those over there, and then I will clip as close to my nail as I can, even sometimes clipping a little bit of the nail, and then use the file to shape it better. And you can do it this way or this way. Kind of just depends on what you like. You want to make sure there's none of that strip left over. Okay, so look at this one, has like a clear one. I wonder if it goes on top of the green. Ooh, that's kind of cute. Or maybe on top of the purple. There's also a purple sparkers in this one. Okay, I'm gonna do some more and then I'll show you. One more thing If you are like having trouble getting it perfectly shaped when it's still not hardened, you can file after you light it up, which is what I'm going to show you what I do to kind of get some of those weird sharp edges that you get from clipping. Okay, so they're all done. Now we gotta light them up. I usually do those first 4 fingers, and I always do 2 rounds of everything, and then I'll put in my thumbs separate and do 2 rounds. I always do the light 2 times. I don't know why. I just feel like it makes them harder. Okay, so once they're hardened,
ropes.
I will usually take my file and just kind of clean up the edge so it's a little smoother. Especially like the corners and any sharp bits. Because it's all hard now, so you can file it. But you don't want to be too rough because then you could like change the color if like you filed off the coating off the top. So I just do gentle. That's it.